Now, using the Window Form toggle menu at the top of the screen, let's move into the Draperies form. Once the form loads, you'll see a drop-down menu labeled Select the number of windows in series. This gives you options from 1 through 5 windows. Let's take a quick look at what each of these configurations represents. In this first example, we have a single window which needs draperies. This might be a simple scenario where the customer is redecorating a living room and wants to install one rod with panels on either side. Next, we have 2 windows in series with a single drapery rod spanning across both. In a case like this, you might capture notes about the stacking configuration. For example, a left, center, and right stack. Moving on, here's an example of 3 windows in series, all sharing one continuous rod. Then 4 windows in series, again with a single rod. And finally, 5 windows in series, where a customer might be pricing out a decorative rod running across the entire span with non-functional panels. Now, depending on your setup, you may want to capture different configurations. For example, here we see 2 windows in series, one with a single rod across both windows, and here we see another example with individual rods over each window. Using a combination of custom rows and notes, you can capture those differences. You might record a single rod height from the ceiling as dimension A, and then specify that both rods share the same placement. You could also capture something like a rod length of 78 inches centered over each window. So again, the form is flexible. You can tailor it to match how you work and how you communicate with your workroom. Inside each configuration, you'll see all of the available measurement fields. There's also a helpful feature called View Reference Image. When you open this, it displays a detailed diagram showing every available measurement and how they relate to the window setup. This makes it easier to understand exactly what to capture. One important thing to note about the Draperies form: there are actually 5 separate forms, one for each configuration from 1 window up to 5 windows in series. Each of these forms has its own template, so you can customize the layout for a single window, save that template, and then configure a completely different layout for 2 windows, or 3, or more. Within these forms, you can capture both hard treatment measurements, like inside mount roller shades, and also layer in drapery measurements, such as rod placement and panel spacing. This allows you to fully define both the window and the overtreatment in one place. As you move between configurations, you'll also notice the reference image updates dynamically. For example, in the 2-window configuration, you'll now see measurements for window A and window B, along with separate square footage calculations for each. This is especially useful when combining treatments, like shutters with draperies on top. You'll also see additional fields, such as trim-to-trim measurements and the spacing between windows. As we move into 3, 4, and 5 windows in series, the reference image continues to update accordingly. With larger configurations, the images can become a bit smaller on screen, but you can easily zoom in and out, or rotate your device into landscape mode to get a clearer view of the measurements. Overall, the Draperies form gives you a lot of flexibility to handle both simple and complex window layouts, while still keeping everything organized and easy to understand.